Hello YouTube, just want to throw this another little video. I'm kind of getting video happy I guess today, but wanted to throw up the progression of PlayStation controllers, at least the ones I have. When I got my PlayStation in 97, no I'm sorry, I got my PlayStation, in Christmas of 97. This was the controller it came with. It came with the standard, no analog, nothing. This was the basic. This is what was out when they first released it in America, I guess in 95, 96, somewhere in there. I got this controller when I got my system when Final Fantasy VII came out. So this is what I played with. And everything was cool, good, durable controller. The D-pad's okay. I'm not super fond of it. The trigger buttons, they're alright. But let's see, the model number is 1080. My camera sucks at focusing up close, sorry about that. It's the SCH 1080, I guess. But, durable controller, well built, nice hard plastic. You feel like you get good play on it. But then after a while, guess who came to the market? The 64. And they brought something totally new. They brought analog. So they came out with this controller. Now most people don't even know, I don't think, about this controller. This has the dual analog like the controllers now, so it looks familiar. But if you kind of look closely at the thumb pads, they're indented. They're not the convex buttons, joysticks of now. They're concave. This controller model is SCPH 1160. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it, 1180. But this one does not offer rumble. This is not a DualShock controller. I know it looks that way, but it's not. It has its analog button thing, just like it. But it does not a DualShock. They actually added a little trigger thing here. Unlike the previous version, where it was a straight button. They kind of made it more to what you're familiar with now with the DualShocks. It has a little lip. It's still of the same quality and construction, same hard gray plastic. Very nice. These buttons do click in. You can hear it. But it doesn't have a rumble feature. You can see it's kind of still kind of like a lightweight. I guess it's not a good angle, but you can still see it's kind of thin. It's a lot lighter than the current ones. This one, actually, I've told people about this controller, and I've been told by other people that consider themselves PlayStation fans. They're like, they never made one without it, other than that one. They knew about that one, but they never knew about this model. And I was like, no, they made one. I got it when it first came out. I wanted to have the analog. So, yeah, that's what they made. Now, to be honest, somewhere in there, and I don't remember exactly when, they released the PlayStation mouse. I have to be honest, I don't remember the date. I got this way past it, but I do have the pad that goes along with it. But they did create a mouse for this system, for the PlayStation 1. Again, nice, durable, has the same, connector. It's a trackball style, of course, the lasers weren't out. But, 2-button mouse. No scroll wheel. So they kept going on, and then it was time to re-release the system. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. Then they released the DualShock. Now this is the one everyone's familiar with. This is the first DualShock, Sony GrayStation Play, Gray. Now what they did up here was they removed the lip, which was kind of odd because the previous incarnation, the one that you can see, they're very similar controllers. I don't know if I can get it, but I mean they're very, very similar. But you can also notice this one's not as long. Like if you put them this controller here is a lot bigger. It's kind of hard to tell. Here, but you can see how these are concave joysticks and these are convex. The D-pad seems a tad bit larger. I don't know if it really is, but it kind of looks that way. But the big thing to me was here, it had like a lip, kind of like the new 6-axis and all. Have that lip up here, whereas the traditional DualShock doesn't. It's just flat. But this one added the rumble feature. It's a lot heavier controller. This is the one that everyone's familiar with. No need to go into it too much, I guess. Has its button for the analog again, rough, durable plastic. But you can see the length of the arms you know, lot bigger. I personally would like this controller with rumble. It fits my hand a lot better than this one here. I always felt the PlayStation controllers, I personally think they're dated now. I think this was a great layout then because most games used digital, fewer games used analog, so this was a fine layout. Now I think I really think they need to flip these because less games rely on digital and more games rely on analog, but that's for later. So then they have these, and I already mentioned the mouse. So then they re-released it with the slim, light model, and then so they re-released the DualShock again. Again, no lip there, but it matches the other one exactly the same, but it's more of a white, creamish color, kind of like a dirty white, if you will. It's not much to say. It's pretty much a color variant. Also, they changed the connector a little bit. You can see where in this one it's rounded, where in all the other ones it was straight across square. It was pretty much just a stylized thing, it had no effect on gameplay or anything. This model here is the SCPH 110 model, analog controller. This one had the rumble as well. And so then it was time to the next evolution of PlayStation, which became, sorry about this, DualShock 2, or the PlayStation 2. Now they do offer this one in other colors, red and all. I don't have those to show you what the colors look like. But yeah, it's standard. It looks just like the other one. It says it right here. Again, my crappy camera will not focus, but trust me, right there it says DualShock 2 in the blue letters. Again, they did not do the lip on the 2 button. They're still large, not like the previous one that had 2 small buttons. But it's very, very similar to the PlayStation 1 DualShock controller. Same feel. Again, I wish they had the longer legs on it. You can still see if you put them side by side with that one, how much longer. I keep coming back to this one because this is my favorite PlayStation controller. This is the one I tend to use. I don't really care about the rumble feature personally. This was a very good, reliable, large controller. So yeah, again, the connector for it was also square. And this one is the SCPH 110. So 10,010. That's the model of the DualShock 2. So then you have that. So that's pretty much what they wrote out. I don't know if they had a mouse for the system. I can't remember if they do. I don't own it. Then they said, PS3, wave of the future. You know what? We are not offering... Oops, wrong one. Sorry. We are not offering rumble. It is a dated thing. We just want to do motion. So they came up with 6-axis. They took it out. Really, it was a lawsuit they were in with the people. They said it couldn't be done. They said it would mess with the motion, so they had to take rumble out. It was all BS. They pretty much got caught in a lie. Another company pretty much immediately said, hey, look, we can do it. This, again, has their same quality. This controller is incredibly light. Incredibly light. They have the home menu button. Still the same kind of 4-part D-pad. This is when they should have moved. This is when they should have flipped these. In this generation, the PS3. I could kind of see keeping it in the PS2, which I think was wrong, but that's for people to argue. But really, I think this should have flipped by now. Also, they introduced the barcode thing. And also, these have more of a trigger feel. You can kind of see the PS3 controller tends to have more of a trigger feel. They don't go out. They come kind of like down at a weird angle. It's a fine controller, but again, it's the same thing they've had for how many years? I mean, all the other systems evolve with their controllers. They pretty much just make it wireless and wiggle. I guess some people like it. Again, it's a preference. I think it's a dated thing. There's the mini USB port. It also sports 4, again, crappy camera, 4 LEDs. So then, after that, they said, hey, look, oops, my bad. We can do rumble in it. So then they released DualShock 3 6-axis with the same exact features except it rumbles. Whoop-de-doo. And then just recently, to finish it off, they started doing colors. Although I am showing you this because I just got it like 2 days ago. But it blinks through it. So the red, all cool, when charging, isn't totally solid. Anyway, thanks for watching, and come back and see my channel. See ya.